We are talking to Dr. Jerry Pattengale. He's the executive director of the Green Scholars Initiative, and we ran into each other at Passages where you can experience the Bible like never before. You can take a journey through the history of the most banned, most burned, and most debated book of all time. I mean, if you think of the Bible, we so often forget that it has been sold in more volumes, translated into more languages than any other book in all of recorded history. It is the world's most widely read book. And we have an opportunity at Passages to experience the Bible. And Dr. Jerry, I wanted you to talk for just a moment about what that means. If someone goes to this Passages experience, what are they going to see? What are they going to do?
Well, there's about 500 objects there from our 40,000, so they are some of the gems of the collection, if you will. And when they go there, it's not just a bunch of cases with text. What we did is when we first started putting this together, we hired Carrie Summers, who is a former owner of the amusement parks in Branson and former CEO, I think, of Abercrombie and Fitch and Bass Pro. If you've been to Bass Pro, you see this wonderful immersive experience. So when you go to this museum, what you're going to see is you're going to see caves like the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in. You're going to see rooms, cloisters like the monasteries. Children are going to have interactive games they play as they go through to try to find the answers. You're going to have automatrons talking to you, animatrons talking to you. You're going to see creative videos of people arguing back and forth, discussing Wycliffe. And his is actually a brilliant piece. It probably will win an award, I imagine, for its creativity. And so when you go through, you're listening to tapes, you're reading, and you're actually seeing some of the most important biblical attestations of the physical object of the Bible. I mean, we obviously have Bibles today. We know that it came down to us. But you're able to follow its trail through history and know that this text really hasn't changed, even though it's gone through these different languages and different cultures. So that's part of the experience when you go through. You can sit and watch a debate and holograms between Luther, Eck, and Erasmus. It's kind of it's rather intriguing. And we've brought in people from the media world, from top scholars to help make sure it's accurate and it's engaging. And so that's what we've done with this.
And there's so much that resonates with us, and we start putting the pieces together as we work through our way through the museum. I think of Luther. You just mentioned Luther and his nailing the 95 Theses on the castle door in Wittenberg, because he believed that the Bible ultimately should be the final authority for faith and practice. But oftentimes, while we think about him nailing the 95 Theses, we forget that he translated the Bible into the German language, which may have been one of the greatest accomplishments he made for his own people.
Oh, I would agree with that. And just like the King James Bible helped the whole English Commonwealth to read in unison and have statements they believe. Well, with Luther, let me backtrack just a minute. When I saw your books behind me here, I'm reminded when he was called there before the Diet, the first question they asked him wasn't, do you recant? The first question they asked was, did you write all of these? And God has touched certain people like yourself with the capacity to write articulate things that engage the mind. And you've got that calling on your life. And I hope you do that until the day God calls you home. But with Luther, what you see in this museum is you walk through and you see this debate and you turn the corner and there is the actual original document from Martin Luther written the night before he left for his condemnation. The very night he wrote his will and testament. And so you see this and you look down and right below it is the earliest remaining passage of Romans 5:1. It's called the Wyman Fragment. We just purchased it last year through Sotheby's. And as you know, I mean, that kind of launched the Reformation as he's studying through and he's trying to figure out what metanoia is, it penance or repent, or if it's translated correctly. And you have before you this ancient item, and then you have something from the 16th century that engages us with what changed the world. It split the world apart.
Dr. Jerry Pattengale, we really appreciate you. I mean, this has been an exciting broadcast. And again, we are going to go back to live calls tomorrow on the broadcast. The number to dial, 888 Ask Hank. My apologies for not answering questions today. But I'll tell you what, this was an exciting broadcast for me because at the end of the day, what it does is it focuses our minds back on what is our authority. In a biblical worldview, our authority is the Bible. And the Bible is special revelation. And we recognize afresh today that reason without revelation always leads to the blind ditch of ignorance. The Greeks who codified the laws of logic, they had reason, but they didn't have revelation. So they believed that the universe was ministered by moody gods, and therefore science could never have developed within that context. But Christians believed in reason augmented by revelation. As a result of God's revelation in the book of nature and in the Bible, we can think God's thoughts after him. Out of that came science. Out of that came jurisprudence in Western civilization based on a biblical motif. All of it gets back to the Bible, and passages get you back in touch with the Bible like nothing else I've experienced. So I'm so excited about it. I hope that you'll take advantage of Passages, explore passages.com.